Yo, what is going on? It is Wednesday, January 14th, 6:01 p.m. And today I want to go over this one trade that I faded and why I faded it. But other than that, no trades today. A really big dump off day. Like NQ just fucking dumped, ES just fucking dumped, everything just fucking dumped. So what we had today was PPI at 8:30, right? So what we left was this data high candle. Hold on, let me sign in, right? Like let me get this set up too. So again, we had this data high candle, correct, at 8:30. As you can see, the 8:30 data high. We trended downwards. So right here is open. What I wanted to see at open was a bigger Judas than this. I wanted us to come down, and I truly wanted to see like an SMT of some sort, whether we swept this previous London low or even just an SMT with this sell side low in general. But as you can see, ES ran it as well. We then had this immediate inverse, which I was looking to get in on off of this Judas swing. I wanted to get in right here, but if we take a look, 31 point close above. I was waiting for a retracement before taking this high, and we just pumped up, failing to even take data highs. And then right here is when I started seeing and feeling as though we were just going to be bearish because we failed to take them. Because coming into the day, I was bearish. Well, I was bullish until data high. Why was the bullish within me, even though we had a, what was this, like a 200 point overnight sell-off? Look at the draws on liquidity. Remember, draw on liquidity is king. Draw on liquidity comes first. Draw on liquidity is the number one confluence. So that's why I was bullish until data highs. Unfortunately, couldn't get my entry. I did want a little bit of a SMT, not a little bit. I did want an SMT at this low with a better entry, but we just closed so damn high. Like so fucking high, 31 points. At this point, like I've had the issue to where it's like, okay, I missed it because I was being a dick for a tick by 3 or 4 points. But 31's fucking ridiculous, bro. 31's a fucking drag. And then even off of that, I wish we could have taken data high and SMT'd with it, so then I could have taken like this inverse, even though it took forever to fucking inverse. Was this even like a 2-minute or anything? No. So I'd have taken like something like this 1 minute if we would have SMT'd with data high, but we didn't. And then from here we just ended off pouring down, where we see both assets start running previous sell side liquidity because we had, let's go to the hourly. We had a lot of low resistance right here, a lot of stacked lows. As you can see, we had a lot of stacked lows that we ended up running out a majority of them. And now we are trending back up. But yeah. Here's the trade where, to me, I wasn't too crazy about it. I wanted to see a better draw on liquidity. It was, where was the trade? Where was the trade that I fade? I think it was around here, right? Yeah, it was this 1 minute right here. Okay, so why did I fade this 1 minute trade, even though this is a really nice continuation model? This is a pretty solid continuation if we take into account to the fact that, okay, we have all of this bearish momentum, right? This is clear bearish order flow. Like, there's no way I'm doubting this. Like, I was bearish, right? 180 points sell-off basic. This is bearish, 100%. We then have this price leg right here, which gets rebalanced. So we had it tag into the 5, and look at the rejection and displacement immediately off the 5 minute, correct? Look at that. That is a 1 candle displacing, beautiful wick rejection, a decent stop loss with only 30 points, 29.5. Would have been a market order, so. And then probably would have ran it down here. But why did this fail? Again, this is one of those trades where this was discretionary on my end. Usually I would be okay entering this trade. I personally, didn't want to take the first inverse. After all of this, we still had another 5 minute above. We had no strong draw on liquidity. If I'm taking something like this, I want to see it going towards a stronger draw on liquidity. I want to see it being like a previous day low, a session low, something like that. I don't want it to be a fucking London low from 8 days ago. And also we were SMT'd at this low with all of this previous sell side. So like around here is where we enter, right? Oh shit. If we take a look, ES was still, where was it at? 9, 10. Oh, we weren't. Were we SMT'd at that low then? A lot of people were saying we're, oh, SMT'd with like the, no, a lot of people were saying we were SMT'd. I don't know why. We weren't necessarily SMT'd. I'm sure there was something. What was this? 1-9 low of day, 1-6 London low. Oh yeah, we were SMT with 1-8 London low. So I think this is the 8th London low. We were SMT'd there. That's what it was. I believe we were also SMT'd at the high. Were we? Not at the time of the entry. But yeah, we had that SMT. I don't really give a fuck about that because of how far away the draw was. It's not like it was this week even. But yeah, there was just no, like, if there was equal lows right here, smack. If this was an equal, like a 5-minute down here, smack. If there was anything better, I'd take it, man. I'm being very picky. Granted, this is a really good continuation model. Just something within me told me, no, this isn't going to play out. We're going to look to rebalance it a little bit more because if we take a look, 10 a.m. opened high. And you would think the low close is going to happen, but I just had a feeling that this start of it was going to be a distribution phase upwards. And it was exactly that. We came in, respected this upper 5-minute, and then dumped from here again. I believe this upper 5-minute was also this upper 5-minute had then turned into a 15, was already a 15. And then we had dumped from there. Granted, even if I would have taken the 1 minute off of this, I would have still been stopped out. Another good entry right here. However, would have been stopped out yet again. And this one would have pissed me off because it would have been a tick. It would have been a typical stop out for me. Like, it would have been a typical trade where I get stopped out on. It would have been one tick, stops me out. I would have just targeted right here, this 1 minute gap. Yeah, one tick stops me out, and then we fucking downpour. So this again, the same thing, man. I don't know. It just, I want to see something stronger. I want to have a better draw on liquidity. I want to have more of a reason why. I want to have more of a reason why we're likely to fall down. Because I started seeing a 10 a.m. reversal. I didn't feel as though this was going to be a 10 a.m. open, high, low, close. All the signs were there, but we just ended up trending back upwards. And from there, we just finished out the day. I got off around 10:40 because from here, right, off of this, what I wanted to see happen was this 15-minute actually get inversed. And then we get a trade to data high once this 15 minutes gets closed through. But we failed to do that. All these 5 minutes held. Well, this 5-minute held. I'm sorry, not all of these. We had inverse this 5-minute back to the upside. That 5-minute ended up holding. We had already retagged into the 5-minute before we could have gotten an entry on this. That's what it was. I think we had tagged into the 5-minute before we got an entry on this. Let me double check that. It was something, I remember looking at something like that. So we had inverse to the upside. Let me see if it was that. There was something like that I know today for certain. Oh no, I would have just been it wouldn't have even gotten break even, bro. That shit would have just stopped me out immediately. Okay, yeah, it's a good thing that I also, damn, this is even another decent continuation. Just a very shitty price action day then, now that I re-look at this. But again, nothing taken, and oh shit. You can see still at 50K, and these are qualified now. Qualified, bitches. But yeah, just nothing on me for the day. That's why I faded that trade, because remember, drawing liquidity is everything. I am the dickhead that these firms trust with a couple $100,000 now. So I need to be adequate. I need to be disciplined. I need to be taking the highest rated setups. This was a pretty good setup, especially with all of this strong bearish order flow. Again, I just didn't like the draw. That was it. I felt as though price really didn't have a reason to go down again. Like, it could have manipulated higher, especially with opening that 15-minute above. That's exactly what it did. And then this one, I low-key see myself taking this one more so. Probably just sleep at the wheel, which I can't be doing. Let's take a look at this one last time. Let me see something. Yeah, I definitely would have ended up taking this one before that one. Would have been EQ almost. That, yeah. This one would have pissed me off too. This one really would have fucking got me because beautifully displacing candle to the fucking exact tick. Unless NQ didn't get stopped out on. Nope, it did. To the fucking tick and then downpours. That shit would have really pissed me off. So I'm glad I didn't get in on that. But that is another one. I like this trade. Personally, I like this trade more than I like this trade. Even though we did inverse this 5-minute above, because what did we technically have below? It would have been a really quick break even. So, not really. But still would have had that 5-minute to go break even at below. Regardless, it would have just stopped you out immediately. It would have just been a very quick break even. And yeah, that also could have been a bad sign of continuation for the upside. which is, I think that's probably why I faded, because it was a bad sign of continuation for the upside, because we had that 5-minute gap resting right there after inversing to the upside and looking to inverse this 15-minute exactly is what it was. That's what it was. Now I remember clearly. So yeah, thank you for sticking all the way through. But yeah, I need to make my TikTok, need to edit this, need to upload it. Then I'll play some R6 with the geysers. So peace, love, positivity. That was the day for me. I got off around 10:40 and ended up not taking nothing tomorrow. We do have unemployment, and then Friday is Friday. So yeah, we're gonna bank this week. We're gonna make at least $1,000 this week. Yeah, peace out, peace, love, positivity.